Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video, all in crypto here, and today we have an exceptionally interesting video lined up for you. I'm going to be showing you guys why I think it's very plausible that XRP stands a better chance of being used as a currency than basically any other cryptocurrency out there. Yes, that is right. I truly do believe that in terms of a practical currency, XRP stands the best chance. And we're going to explain this because on the surface of this, people may think what I mean is that XRP itself, which is not a pegged asset, is going to be used as a currency. That's not what I mean. What I mean is XRP is actually going to be used for currencies, and those currencies are going to be largely much of the same as what we already currently have and how the world already currently works. But what XRP is going to do is enable those currencies to be the currencies of tomorrow through its technology. That's what we're going to be exploring in this video. Rather complicated, but we will be breaking it all down. First of all, let us just remind everyone why it is that we are as bullish on XRP as we currently are. For us, largely, all of this fundamental stuff is secondary to the chart and what it is essentially predicting. We believe, ladies and gentlemen, and this is all in crypto's price prediction on XRP, that there is a $19.27 price coming for XRP. And we think, of course, there is going to be a turning on, a flipping of a switch that actually sees XRP be used in the real world. And there's going to be this mania that comes on the back end of it. Rather interestingly, and I actually haven't reported on this with you guys, Ernst & Young did a report, and this was 2 months ago, and it said gaining ground, how institutional investors plan to approach digital assets. One of the interesting things, there were some really good takeaways from this that I covered in a daily market update, I believe. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do become one, guys, and get on board with those daily market updates. But one of the things I found really interesting in regards to actual firms and what they held, and you can see Ripple is their number 4 holding. Obviously, you've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Solana. So just something rather interesting I thought I would share. Another interesting thing was a recent speech where a consortium of 61 Japanese banks have essentially came out and declared that they have essentially been using XRP to essentially facilitate both domestic and cross-border transactions. You know, it really does almost wind me up at this point when people call XRP a scam, because what are you basing that analysis on? You're certainly not basing it on the hundreds of partners. In fact, we looked at a video the other day, or we looked at a document the other day that revealed that there was 1,700 NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, between Ripple and institutions. And people still believe it's a scam. Why, if it was a scam, would you have all these partnerships and all this usage taking place? And really what you're waiting for is that flip to be switched, that recognition to take place, and you'll see that technical pattern that we spoke about at the start of the video actually coming to fruition. So what I want to do is we'll take a look at a clip of the CEO of the largest bank in Japan actually saying every bank will use XRP by 2025. And then we're going to be talking to you guys about why it's our belief that XRP stands the best chance of actually being used in regards to currencies. Not all these other cryptocurrencies, because I don't think they practically work as currencies in the form of, or in regards to how we transact value and pay for things, domestic sort of currencies. Certainly Bitcoin isn't going to become that, in my opinion. And we've always said that, not just since we've really been diving into XRP. And we're not saying that XRP itself is going to be used as a currency, because it's price fluctuates. You need something more stable. And we know that, of course, Ripple are looking to issue stable coins. They're looking to innovate currencies that already exist and the world currently operates under, and actually offer alternatives in the form of stable coins for these currencies. The world is going to run on stable coins, ladies and gentlemen. There's not that much difference between stable coins and CBDCs. In fact, Brad himself even said they're the same thing. And we know that's coming whether we like it or not. I'm not personally a big fan of CBDCs and surveillance, but it's coming regardless of what my personal preferences are. And I think Ripple's going to be a key enabler, and thus XRP, which is a vital part of it, of all of this. Let's go ahead and play this clip of the CEO of the largest bank in Japan.
Actually, Japan is a very, very cash-oriented society.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah. People think we are kind of advanced, but basically, by the way, I come from Japan. But the percentage of digital payments of all the transaction is actually only 19%. So it's actually kind of national agenda to increase digital payments. And the government encourage banks to innovate so that they can increase digital payments ratio. So now what we are doing in Japan is we created a consortium of more than 50 banks to come together to develop a completely new payments platform or infrastructure powered by Ripple's distributed ledger technology, which basically replaced the existing domestic payments system called the Zengin system, and also can be applied for cross-border payments as well.
And that contrasts with Zelle, which is a fantastic enterprise.
Exactly.
It's built on the existing rails.
Existing rails, yeah, that's right.
Again, we continue on this channel to show you CEO after CEO or important person after important person who would be in the know talking about Ripple's distributed ledger technology and how they're using it to fundamentally change their industry. Yet you have people in the comment section that will insist that it's a scam. It's not my opinion that it is. And actually, I think, the community as a whole for XRP are going to do very, very well and be the victors, the real victors in many ways in regards to the cryptocurrency space, certainly from an ROI point of view. But I could be entirely wrong on that. What I want to do now, guys, is actually explore the concept that I mentioned at the start in regards to my beliefs that XRP stands the best chance of actually being practically used as a currency. And what I mean by that isn't that XRP itself, which is a fluctuating asset, meaning the price can go up or down, isn't going to practically work as a currency. It would be very, in some cases, German Weimar Republic, because people got paid at lunchtime. They had to rush to the grocery store to go and buy things before it inflated even more so. When you have a currency or something that you want to use as a currency that fluctuates to that degree, it's not practical. So it ultimately needs to be something that is stable. And we know that Ripple are working on their real USD. We've spoken about why America will adopt stable coins because ultimately they do a number of things. They further the role of the dollar around the world. Many countries out there have dual currency systems. Lots of places in South America, lots of places across the world use dollars also because it's a lot more stable than their currency. So it furthers and of course this will massively increase access to dollars. You won't need to find them. You'll be able to download an app and have them there and swap your currency into it or even get paid in them globally. They're absolutely going to adopt stablecoins, and Ripple is in that key position to be the company that enables that, just like all of America's other tech companies that make it such the powerhouse that it is. Ultimately, it also staves off a debt crisis because you can back that currency up with debt. It also solves many problems in regards to, it doesn't fix, I shouldn't say solves, it postpones the debt crisis. It also fixes many issues with the current financial system. It ticks so many boxes. And in regards to my comment that I think Ripple stands the best chance of being used as a currency, not Bitcoin and Ethereum and these others, because I don't think Bitcoin is a practical currency. I think it's not scalable enough. I think that was deliberate, by the way, so they can usher in an alternative. I also think that people talking about Lightning and things like this, I don't think that works. Okay, yeah, you've solved the cost of transaction and the scalability issue to a degree. You've also done exactly what Satoshi told you not to do in his white paper, which was introduce a third party. And also, it's still a fluctuating asset. So you need something stable. Now that we've gone on for 9 minutes, I really want to just dive into the BIS, one of the BIS heads talking about why a lot of cryptocurrencies aren't practical out there as being currencies. And why it's all about a settlement layer where you can harness cryptocurrencies, which is Ripple, essentially, and that a stable coin is going to be the role of the currency. I don't believe we're going to see cryptocurrencies, at least in the near future, the next 5 years or so, replace the dollar and things like that. I think we're going to see an evolution of the traditional financial system, and Ripple is going to essentially lead that, pioneer that, and be the technology that happens on, which is why I make the statement that Ripple stands the best chance of actually being used as a currency with their likes of real USD and also being the kind of bridge asset in regards to cross-border payments and things like that. So let's dive into the first clip that we have from you from the BIS.
To financial stability and clearly addressing these risks on shadow crypto banks highlight the risks to financial stability, and clearly addressing these risks is indeed an urgent policy challenge. But while we address these urgent challenges, we should not lose sight of the deeper structural flaws in crypto that make it unsuitable as the basis of a monetary system. And we need to keep the longer-term structural issues on our dashboard as we think about the future monetary system. Now, what are these deeper structural flaws of crypto as money? As Augustin noted, the first clue lies in the role played by stablecoins. Stablecoins, as you know, are cryptocurrencies that aim to maintain a stable value relative to traditional currencies, such as the US dollar. But the prevalence of stablecoins show the pervasive need of crypto to piggyback on the credibility of central bank money. It is a sign, if you like, of the search for a nominal anchor. And yet, as we've seen, stablecoins are often far from stable. The market value of the Terra stablecoin, which had been the third largest, collapsed over a few days in May. Crypto started by turning its back on central bank money, but it has quickly rediscovered the need for a stable unit of account, which is best provided by real money issued by the central bank. So if you like, the prevalence of stablecoins shows that if central bank money did not exist, it would need to be invented. The same goes for money's role as a medium of exchange. Money is a social convention. We accept money because we expect others to accept money in the future. And money is the perfect example of the benefits of network effects, which entails this virtuous circle of greater use and greater acceptance. But crypto doesn't work like that. What is striking is that there has been a proliferation of crypto coins. The result has been the extreme fragmentation of the crypto universe. If crypto were suitable as money, we would have expected one crypto coin around which everyone coalesced. Instead, we have a severe form of fragmentation of the crypto universe, with over 10,000 crypto coins jostling for a place in the limelight. And gone is any pretense that crypto money can serve a coordination role. Now, the reason for the fragmentation of the crypto universe is that crypto runs under the banner of decentralization, where settlement is done through consensus formed by validators. Now, who are these validators? The validators can be miners, as in Bitcoin, or large holders of coins, or so-called whales, as in a proof-of-stake system. The fragmentation of crypto arises from the need to channel rents to validators and other insiders. And one way that rewards are kept high is through congestion. When a crypto platform is used intensively by users, transactions costs, and hence rents to insiders, tend to skyrocket. And this particular chart shows the relationship between the user fees on the vertical axis and the number of transactions on the horizontal axis for the Ethereum blockchain. It's on the virtuous circle of greater acceptance and greater use, which rests on the virtuous circle of greater acceptance and greater use. Crypto generates instead high costs, high rents to insiders, and congestion. They open a gap for new entrants with often higher capacity, but they often also cut corners in security. In fact, finding the right capacity at the outset is like balancing on a knife edge. And let me explain that. As I've explained, congestion, if you like, is a feature, not a bug, of crypto. It's like a toll road collecting tolls from users. But too much capacity means that no one pays the tolls, which means that the system cannot be sustained. In fact, the picture on the right-hand side is from the time of the so-called Bitcoin block size wars. Some of you may recall that, where there was a proposal to increase the block size of Bitcoin to gather more transactions into one block. But that didn't really catch on. The right-hand image comes from someone who was advocating for the status quo, saying, look, this is what you're proposing. And to really drive home the point on congestion, let's look at the proliferation of different blockchains in the decentralized finance or DeFi sector. As recently as late 2020, most DeFi applications ran on the Ethereum blockchain. And that's shown in the size of the blue bar there. And this is to say most of the collateral that was posted in the DeFi sector was posted on the Ethereum blockchain. But over time, coming into 2021, other blockchains exploited the gap created by congestion and the high fees that I showed you in the previous slide. And by early May this year, Ethereum, here in blue, only had about half of the collateral in the DeFi sector. Meanwhile, the Terra blockchain, shown here in red, was growing very rapidly and grabbing market share. However, as we know, all this came to an abrupt halt when the Terra platform collapsed. So where does this leave us? Money and its network effects should give rise to the property of the more, the merrier. So the more money meets general acceptance, the more it will be used. Instead, crypto illustrates the opposite dictum. It's a case of the more, the sorrier. And the fact that crypto is so prone to fragmentation makes it unsuitable as the basis for the monetary system, and that's what we conclude in the chapter. What's also becoming clear in the turmoil right now is that crypto only really works when coin prices are going up and there are inflows of new buyers of coins. And this particular chart shows a number of new DeFi addresses, shown by the bars, actually follows the price action of the crypto coin itself, which is the black line, just as the annual change. And as we've seen in the last few weeks, when speculative inflows actually dry up, the market can quickly unravel. Now, when we look back, the rise of crypto over the last several years has been a remarkable spectacle. It highlights the place of technology in the popular imagination and its galvanizing role in debates on the shape of things to come. So in this respect, crypto offers a tantalizing glimpse of new arrangements.
Now, it's important for me to say, I don't agree with everything that was said by one of the heads of the BIS, certainly in regards to this. What I do agree with is him highlighting, at the current state, the unsuitable nature for the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, these other cryptocurrencies to actually be used as currencies, money. Store of value, these sort of things, yes, sure. But in actual practical money, I don't believe that that's going to be the case. And this is ultimately why I draw my conclusion that XRP stands the best chance of actually being used for a currency in the form of real USD, which is, of course, a stable coin, and in the form of being that bridge asset that ultimately enables currencies to work globally and ultimately, is going to be really, in my opinion, what currencies of tomorrow ran upon. And what's the value of that technology that literally has trillions and trillions of dollars flowing through it? Is $1 trillion market cap out of the realms of possibility? I do not believe so. So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Rather interesting one. We don't agree with everything the head of the BIS said there, or one of the higher-ups of the BIS said there. We do, however, agree with his highlighting of the impractical nature of many cryptocurrencies out there as a money. We agree with a lot of that. But I don't think many of them are actually trying to be that. Cryptocurrencies was quite a bad name to sort of blanket term the whole space, because many of them aren't currencies. They're operating systems is a great way to look at them and solve many of the real world issues out there. And money happens to be one of them. And I think XRP stands the best chance of actually solving that problem through kind of revolutionizing the traditional system. It's very interesting how crypto was born out of a need to move away from traditional money. And now it's kind of come full circle, really, hasn't it? So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Let me know your comments in the comment section. A bit of a longer video, but an interesting one. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Hang in there, XRP holders. We'll see you in the next.